Now, nobody wants to at all question the freedom of expression. But the question tonight, which I wish to raise, more difficult question, some people want to avoid it, is whether those who spread violence and spread terrorist ideologies or support directly or indirectly terror or show their backing for those who carry out physical violence and terrorism, should there be a complete and absolute crackdown on those people or not? Or in the name of political correctness, will we avoid even that? Sambit Patra of the BJP, Sunil Alag is an independent analyst. He leans towards Mr. Modi, of course. Sanjay Jha with us from the Congress. Rahul Ishwar will join us in some time. Sanjay Hegde of the Supreme Court. He's an advocate of the Supreme Court. Taslim Ahmad Rahmani should be joining us in some time. Let's begin the debate. Also with us today is Subimal. He's of course an internet and social media expert. Thank you very much, Subimal, for joining us. Let's begin. Who's for a total crackdown in this case? Are you for a total crackdown, Sanjay Jha? Let's begin with you.
I believe, Arnav, first and foremost, we need to acknowledge that social media or the internet, and especially social media, is very, very difficult to regulate. It's anonymous, you said it
Really?
yourself.
I thought that's all you wanted to do when you were in power.
And today, I'll give you one example. I wanted to tell you, because one of your clips talked about the YouTube uploads. I mean, let's look at some bare realities. If you look at ISIS today, they have created a complete, the fear psychosis, the psychological warfare with the uploads of those brutal beheadings on YouTube. And look at the amount of YouTube uploads you have every minute. You have 60 hours.
No, what's your point?
No,
what's your point? What's your
Google
point?
Has said officially that they cannot screen. No, I'm trying to tell you, Google has officially said that they cannot screen YouTube uploads. Now, the same logic applies to Facebook and Twitter. Now, the fact is that, if you look at it, and let's have a reasonable debate, technology is an equal opportunity enabler. There are advantages, there are huge downsides which terrorists do take advantage of. I mean, you said freedom of expression. Yes. You are not going to give a terrorist an opportunity to talk to you on Newshour, but on social media, you can go.
You want to even you're happy to even regulate the social media. You are happy to regulate everything that comes out against you on issues of corruption, on issues of terrorism. On issues of terrorism, I make a simple point. We are embarrassed over the weekend.
Utter balderdash.
No, it may be bald. You are embarrassed. We are embarrassed over the weekend.
A very simple point.
We are embarrassed over the weekend that we have.
That today terrorism on the internet. Terrorism on the internet is a global threat. India is now pretty much part of that entire process.
Fine. Okay, so
and what you need to recognize,
Sanjay, let's begin the debate. Let's begin the debate, Sanjay.
Today, India is vulnerable.
Let's begin the debate, Sanjay Jha.
That ISIS is looking for.
Sanjay, simple question.
Therefore, the political aspect is lower the communal temperature.
Okay, Sanjay, you've taken a lot of time. Now let's get others in. By the way, should we just make it an open debate? My point here is
Sanjay has taken a lot of time but has not given the answer as yet.
Yeah. My simple point here is Sambit, let's get Sunil Alag to open, and then you can come in as well. Simple.
No, there are
people who spread terrorism and support terrorism on the social media. There is a view that these people who support terrorism, there must be strong action against them. Let us, in any other country, you'd pick them up. You'd question them, you'd put them in jail where they belong. In India, you build these kind of convoluted, how many people can you do? It's freedom of expression. It'll be freedom of expression to be an evangelist for the Al-Qaeda. It'll be freedom of expression to become an evangelist for the Taliban. You'd say it's freedom of expression to become an evangelist for all kinds of terror groups in this country, then we'd be the only country in the world where we actually allow everyone to become a propagandist for terror groups. And that's the hypocrisy in this country. Sunil.
All I want to say, I'm sure somebody is going to say, if you're aiding and abetting, you are not creating any problems. Actually, aiding and abetting a murder is as much as murder as law everywhere else. So how do you catch the people who aid and abet? They are the ones who spread this kind of message on social media. Let me give you one example. I put up an ad on YouTube, which was not so favorable to the Congress. There were enough people who complained to YouTube, it was taken off. When are people going to wake up, and the moment they see anything like this, they can complain? Anyone who has a large following like 17,000 can be controlled. You can have people getting up and complaining, and about time Google and everyone else took cognizance of this. They cannot say we don't know how to control. That is an impossible argument that you presented.
They don't want to do it, and I put this question to all the viewers: those who spread the vitriol, those who spread the violence, propagated by groups like the ISIS and the Al Qaeda, should they be let go of? One second, Sambit Patra, let him come in.
They don't even relent to the US government.
Arnab,
Just a second. Arnav have very strong words, and in very simple words, let me put the truth. Yes, we all have freedom of expression, but my freedom of expression cannot act as a tool of taking your expression of life. If that be the case, then my freedom of expression does not stand the test of time. It should be arrested, it should be behind the bar, and it should be condemned in the worst possible manner.
Where do you stand on Section 66A?
If I am propagating.
Where do you stand on Section 66A of the Information Technology Act, Mr. Patra? What does your government
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, Sanjay, I'm not like Sanjay Jha, who keeps on
What's the take of your government on
and has no summary to it.
66A of the IT Act?
Just a second, Sanjay, please keep quiet. You have spoken paragraphs.
Mr. Patra, stop giving your usual spin. Give the answer.
Please, Sanjay, keep quiet. Tell me what the Congress will do. Tell me what the Congress wants. Congress has been feeding terrorists after terrorists. You have been politicizing terrorism. Sonia Gandhi shed tears when terrorists died. Congress should not sermonize. Congress should sit in a corner and simply listen to what we are saying. Don't sermonize. Keep quiet.
You are the U-turn Sarkar, my dear friend.
Needs
you
strong
criticize,
laws.
you criticize the IT Act when you are in opposition.
And ironically, Sanjay Jha, do not speak so much when you have not contributed.
Sanjay, first, do you agree that we need to take action?
No, Sanjay.
Do you agree that we need to take action first? You don't seem to agree with that. Nobody wants to ban freedom, but you don't seem to agree that action is required.
Because he was tweeting against.
How do we take action can be done together, but you don't seem to agree with it.
Arnab, remind Sanjay Jha. Remind Sanjay Jha.
What does BJP do? What does Congress do? Besides the point.
But his government was busy arresting one Ravi Srinivasan, a businessman, because he spoke against Chidambaram's son. His government was busy arresting someone who drew a cartoon against Mamata Banerjee. They have the audacity of arresting
cartoonists.
Do we need to
tell you how many people have been arrested for writing a tweet
Sanjay,
on Facebook?
Sanjay, I disagree with you completely.
Are you aware of that?
No, I disagree with you completely, Sanjay. Sanjay, let me tell you, I disagree with you completely. Unlike you, I am not hypocritical. I am saying tonight there are anti-national elements in my country.
For your very violent disagreement.
One second. There are anti-national people in my country who use to the fullest the luxury of anonymity that social media provides to spread the ideology of the Al Qaeda and ISIS. I'm saying tonight, put all those people in jail. If you don't take a position, should I also presume, therefore, that you are against the action on Mehdi Biswas?
Absolutely.
These are supporters of terrorists.
That is not even a question.
These are supporters of terrorists.
That is not even a question.
These are questions, Sanjay. You don't seem to have answered it. That is the very question.
So
with an anti-national activity has to be interrogated, arrested, and appropriate action taken. I think the question that we are talking about here is the practicability of ensuring the fine balance.
Come out with a simple line, one line sentence would suffice.
And between all the abuse of that, we're not talking about.
These are supporters. One second. Mehdi Biswas. Mehdi Biswas, Sudha Ramalingam, Sanjay Hegde coming to you, Subhimal Bhattacharjee coming to you. Mehdi Biswas, let's put his pictures on air. And why are we talking about this man tonight? He's a 24-year-old fellow. he has used the social media under the luxury of anonymity to propagate the cause of ISIS. Now, some people say he does not have a direct link with these organizations. But I'm saying tonight, these people like him need to be tracked down. These people like Mehdi Biswas need to be cracked down on. These Sudha Ramalingam, and you know the typical human rights argument that you give because your heart only bleeds for terrorists and the supporters of terrorists. These are supporters of terrorists who feel they can get away by doing what they wish. And I'm saying any reasonable country does not let people get away. These are aggregators who spread the message of Al-Zawahiri, of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. These are dangerous people, Sudha Ramalingam. Even human rights activists like you should reconsider your position.
1 minute. See, let me just read out what Mr. M.N. Reddy, the City Police Commissioner of Bangalore, says. He says Marur was not directly involved with the Islamic States, but he was also not a mere sympathizer. He operated exclusively on internet. He was not linked to Indian terrorist activities.
So what?
His terror was more virtual than real.
So what? What do you mean virtual or real?
Please wait a minute.
No, what is the difference between someone like him and someone like Al-Zawahiri or Hafiz Saeed who evangelized terror?
Let us not throw the law.
I'm not throwing the law.
You don't take law into your hands.
Who's taking the law in their hands? Who is taking the law in their hands?
Kindly do.
I'm sorry, these are people.
Nobody needs to take law into the hands.
Do you realize how important propaganda is for spreading terror?
Nobody can take law into their hands.
Who takes law into their hands?
No one, including the state, can take law into their hands. All that we say is, let the state act as per law. If he has committed any crime...
How do you know he's not committed a crime? Sudha Ramalingam, this kind of hypocrisy has to be... No. Watch. One minute. Sudha Ramalingam, first of all, understand one thing. That theoretical, that's what you think is a left liberal position, that theoretical position of human rights activists who only take lectures from developed countries and act as agents on behalf of several NGOs in our country to be out of touch with the reality in their country. Let me tell you a little bit of reality, ma'am. Let me tell you, don't teach me the constitution, Sudha Ramalingam, I know it better than you. Now, should we not ask if Arif Majid, the ISIS recruit, the ISIS recruit, did
not call us for the debate.
No, 1 second, Sudha Ramalingam. You are saying, what about the constitution? I am asking you, Sudha Ramalingam, was Arif Majid indoctrinated as per reports in an internet chat room? That is how he established contact with other jihadists. In that sense, is this fellow, not linked to Arif Majid in a very clear sense?
And a potential terrorist.
And is he not a potential
terrorist? It's better to catch them before they become one. I mean, the question that is being asked is, we've got enough examples. They are soft targets right now. They are spreading it around. They get caught. And then we have people like you to come and defend them to get them out.
Sanjay Hegde, next please. Sanjay Hegde.
Listen,
Sanjay Hegde.
I'm a bit amazed at Mr. Alag's statement. Mr. Alag's statement reminds me of the Minority Report. You catch people before they become criminals. I'm sure that Mr. Alag would like to catch people.
1 second. There's enough evidence here.
Before they cause strikes.
Please do not
No. Now let me finish. Mr. Alag, let me finish. Mr. Alag, let me finish. You will not monopolize this debate.
I'm not monopolizing it, but you're misleading. You are misleading with wrong facts. I have said that this man has enough evidence against him.
Alag, if you interrupt me, I will not continue. Please.
But please don't mislead.
Laws that apply
and don't misquote me.
Normal life
That's all.
Also apply on the internet. If you instigate someone, then if it amounts to abetment, you would be guilty. But if on the other hand,
that's all I'm saying,
you merely propagate, there is a very fine distinction. And what Mr. Alag wants is specifically to go over that blurred line.
I'm sorry.
Whom he does not like.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Or his parties does not like.
One second. Now they'll be interesting. One minute. I think Sanjay Hegde, a media wing called Al Isaba has been using Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, specifically targeting Indians for recruitment, even providing translations in Urdu, Hindi and Tamil. One second. The Bangalore...
Exactly. Get Facebook, get Twitter to shut them down.
Oh, really?
Well done, sir.
Get them to shut them down. Get them to shut them down if they are in violation
we sit
of
and
Indian
wait
law.
till they destroy our country.
Shutting down the Twitter account, the solution of shutting down the activities.
That's the best argument I've heard.
Mr. Alag seems to advocate is before somebody does anything wrong.
No,
not at all.
No, nip it in the bud.
Not at all. Please, you are saying the wrong thing when you say I'm interrupting you because you are not quoting me correctly. Please. You must quote me correctly. I will argue with you. Now hear me. Now hear me what I'm saying. If you've got enough evidence of anyone aiding and abetting and on Twitter, you have every right to bring him down. I am not saying catch everyone. This man, Mr. Biswas, is what we were discussing.
Yeah.
And there was a lady who was defending him. And I'm totally against that. That's all.
Sanjay Hegde, you know what, Sanjay Hegde? I am of a view that a strange, that a strange and worrisome form of self-styled political correctness has crept into our psyche, sponsored enough by these human rights activists and politically correct people, which does not make us realize the threat upon our nation. Now, my question is, Subimal Bhattacharjee. Subimal Bhattacharjee is a cyberspace expert.
You have a presumption of innocence.
No. What presumption of innocence? Do you know how the social media works, Sanjay?
Absolutely.
Sanjay, hear me. Sanjay, hear me a minute.
Democratic country.
No, of course I understand. I respect democracy. But should I not ask Subimal if Arif Majid, the ISIS recruit who has returned to India, followed the hashtag Shami Witness or had any access to information that the hashtag Shami Witness posted online? Can we forget Subimal that he's reported to have told the NIA that he had heard of a Twitter handle being operated by a man in Bangalore that took a pro-ISIS view? Was Arif Majid the only one? What about 3 other youth from Mumbai who joined the ISIS? Did they also read Mehdi Biswas's tweets? Therefore, did this one fellow sitting in Bangalore under the cover of anonymity on social media, is he responsible for so many people going and joining the ISIS from our country? And as a cyber analyst, tell me, Subimal, can we be oblivious to this threat?
According to Mr. Hegde, he is innocent.
According to Mr. Hegde, he is innocent. According to Sanjay Jha, he is innocent.
That angle, Arnav.
Yeah.
I don't say anything about
what is this organization, ISIS? You know, ISIS is a banned organization. Every major nation of the world is after ISIS. ISIS is threatening against India.
Yes.
And here we are trying to, glorify as if, someone is doing something on the internet and he's being pounded upon. Here is a man who clearly can be picked under the provisions of the IT Act. 66A under his current form can look at it. 66F, which looks at cyber terrorism, should be applied against him. What is he trying to do? Is this freedom, something that's given to go and propagate for a terrorist organization? What is ISIS doing? Is it a glorified organization? So we are not trying to properly implement, these laws. We have an IT Act which came much before the Twitter was formed. We have these provisions that have been put when the amendments came. We are seeing a foreign agency or a foreign TV channel being able to pick this up, and we have agencies here, who are just trying to then get into the job. Where in the world are we trying to, look at and securing this media more? Where in the world are we trying to?
The problem is people like Sanjay Jha who are totally who are totally aware of social media and in fact is a specialist in a way and a specialist user of social media. Let me complete.
Arnab Goswami stand on section 66.
I am asking you your stand on terrorism.
You have contradicted yourself. You have
no, I'm not. I stated my position. I stated my position right on top of Newshour.
Fundamental point, Arnab.
Don't try and talk. I have
spokesperson.
No, one second. Sanjay, you ask a question, let me answer.
It was your government that bought in.
Sanjay, your government only. Sanjay,
why is the Bharatiya Janata Party?
It was your government that bought in 66A. Why did you buy
I don't think it's
Sanjay, your government bought in section 66F. Why don't you allow it to be implemented?
No. This is not a political party issue.
This is not a free speech issue.
This is for Indian citizens and their protection.
No, one. I think Sanjay Jha needs to be taken on directly. Sanjay, please. Sanjay, please.
I'll do
No,
that.
Sambit, let me sufficiently counter what Sanjay Jha has said. My point is simple. Sanjay Jha has mixed up everything as usual. This is not a free speech issue. You know why, Sanjay? Please think. No, one second. Sanjay Jha, listen to me. I will listen to me. Sanjay Jha, listen to me. Sanjay Jha, you should know as a Congress spokesperson, surely you are not so unaware. Maybe you are pretending to be unaware. Maybe you don't want to accept the fact. Maybe afterwards you'll say that you knew but you didn't want to accept it because it would counter your political position.
I'm not as fair.
This is not a free speech issue because the unlawful activities...
which defines cyber terrorism.
No, one sec. Subimal, simple point. Because the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, which is an act of parliament, prohibits the abetment of an unlawful activity. And Sanjay Jha, for your information, it prohibits and penalizing soliciting or contributing to an unlawful activity, which Sanjay Hegde should have known, but he doesn't know, obviously. In this case, the social media is being actively used to endorse terrorism, to draw terror recruits to its cause. So, free speech is being used to abet terror. This is not a free speech issue at all. That's the simple point. You understand? Sanjay Jha and Hegde, to you both. To you both.
So if
I hope you both understand.
Let me take you on.
What's there to take on? I've given you the facts.
I don't understand you at all. I don't understand Arnab Goswami's formulation at all.
They ought to be punished. We are not even debating that.
Free speech.
My question is,
Arnab,
can I give you one example?
Free speech.
Arnab, can I give you one example?
To the criminal law.
A US ambassador in Benghazi was killed on the basis of a YouTube video which was anti-prophet. And let me tell you, it was a serious incident that almost derailed President Obama's re-election campaign. And what did Google say? Google said that they could not prevent the screening of that particular video. Now that is a reality of our times, and
reality
of the world,
I'm sorry, Subimal.
To comply with
Subimal, I don't accept this reality.
I
don't accept this reality.
Go and negotiate.
No.
I don't accept this reality. This is a fake reality. Subimal is countering. Subimal.
Someone strangely said that we should approach Google and Facebook and Twitter. What is the track record of all the requests to all these organizations? How many times they have cooperated with the government? Every time, only when a court gave an order from this country, we got a support from them. So while the US is fighting ISIS, here we are trying to say this is a great freedom of speech opportunity. Allow these men to run a Twitter handle out of this country.
So let the BJP
freedom of speech is freedom of speech.
No, 1 minute.
Let me put it this way. I do not.
Let them ban Twitter.
Freedom of speech means not only protection of
they don't comply with
speech
the
that you like, but also speech that you do not like.
Yeah, of course.
No,
of course. No. So wrong.
Wow,
Sanjay, you are so wrong. Sanjay Hegde, you are so utterly
wrong on that law.
You are so wrong.
You're an advocate, but you're so wrong on that law.
I am
sorry. The law does not allow freedom of speech that leads to terror. We are only talking, nobody is against freedom of speech.
Of course not.
Nobody is talking about I don't like Mr. Modi. Nobody is talking about I don't like Rahul Gandhi.
You are liable. But you cannot have prior restraint. Prior restraint?
After 17,000 followers, you have all the Twitter and you're saying that's prior restraint?
Censorship is about.
I'm sorry. Are we Sambit Patra?
Freedom of speech means
Sambit Patra. You see, this is very dangerous, and I'm saying it open tonight. I'm saying it openly. If political parties in India which want to control journalists, no, 1 second, Sanjay Jha. If political parties in India who want to control journalists can't take on terrorists, then I really question the intent of these political parties. Sambit Patra responding. 1 minute left on the debate. Sambit Patra.
I just wanted to make a quick point to Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, remember one rule. It is not important to beat the BJP in a debate. What is important is beat terrorism of this country.
Absolutely.
And ironically, you are giving upper hand to political debate than the real work in hand. For God's sake, rather than fighting the BJP, fight the terrorism that you should be fighting. But you are in the wrong boat.
Please
and secondly, as far as Mr. Sanjay Hegde is concerned, he is a great lawyer. All that I have to say to Mr. Sanjay Hegde is, there is no blurred line. There are gross lines of mistakes. And it is very evident, it is visible that it is not about freedom of expression of speech. It is about something which is taking the country
my last point tonight is my last point tonight is my last point.
Party to stop spreading communal hate politics in India.
No, you don't mix communalism and terrorism. This is a bogey. This is a bogey, Sanjay Jha. Don't mix. Don't mix.
Sanjay Jha is used to throwing bogies.
Don't mix terrorism and religion. Gentlemen, I request you tonight, for the interests of the next generation of this country, don't mix terrorism and religion. This is the only country where we openly, defiantly, and if I may say so, sometimes almost shamelessly, link terrorism and religion. Can we avoid doing that? We'll take this debate forward. We've touched on a few raw nerves. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 2.
Watching your program today, Arnab.
On the Newshour tonight, Sanjay will take this forward. Thank you.